Anyways, the game strategy with this one, I don't know what's the best game strategy. The market will tell us. It's very difficult to always predict when you're playing with as is, with fixer-uppers, because it's supposed to be enough space for the either home owner that wants sweat equity, handy, or a landlord that wants minimal repairs to put tenants in, or a full-time remodeler that will want to improve it or over-improve it. So there are all kinds of buyers. So when we buy properties like this that need significant capital investment, I think the wise one is just to give it a try on the market, but we don't rely on this. So why we purchased this for 165, why we decided to give it a test? First of all, the season's getting close to an end. We will fix it through the winter and get ready for the spring market. Minnesota, very seasonal, right? That's number one reason. So we'll have our chance to remodel it. For right now, what is it listed for, Antoine? 230?
230.
So
we just dropped it. It's $5,000.
Okay, so 230 didn't work out because it's a 311 and needs work. Utilities work, but that's about it. That's the only advantage. I think the roof is good. There are a couple of things that got damaged, the front shingles by the icicles, but the rest is actually good. I think it's less than 5 years, maybe 7 years. So that's about it. Everything else needs to be updated. And the first big thing that you do, you have to address the siding. As a landlord, they will paint it and coat good and keep cash coming. As a remodeler, I think you can fix it and fix it and fix it. It's still gonna be like a patched, fixed siding. It's a $20,000 siding job to start with. And then exterior is gonna look good. We'll look at the picture, the windows inside. So buy as is, give it a 2-3 weeks. When construction company, Jan is ready to actually deploy, we ask him to tell us when are they gonna put the first nail. When they do, then we take it off the market. Until then, it's still there. Even if we agreed on the construction tonight, if they're not starting till Monday, it's gonna go on MLS still when it's until the construction's actually started. And then we'll take it off. So the decisions why to do this is, first, the big capital thing on the siding. Landscaping, the front yard is more or less okay. There's some gate work, but we'll see some in the back. Obviously, we see garage door, service doors, all that needs to be addressed. But this is a $260,000 to $300,000 ARV because it's only one bathroom and one car garage. The good and bad, I don't know. When you're next to high power lines, it's probably negative. I wouldn't want it for myself. At the same time, you have no neighbor and you have a free baseball field next to it. I don't know. But most people probably do not like it to be next to power lines. However, no neighbor may be a little positive thing here. So overall, the property across is decent. The property to the right is decent, but there are a few cars, maybe kind of too many, almost like a little, mechanic shop or something. The one that we have across the street, we have the same strategy. It needs a basement water remediation, so we wanted to get rid of it without touching it, because when you do that, you never know for 100% if it's been resolved, and then, the buyers might call you back in a year. So we don't want to do that. Let's get inside, go through it quickly, and then we'll see if it doesn't sell this or next week. Jan is going to be doing the remodel. So the first thing, new garage door, service doors, and new siding. So now we need to decide the windows. That's the next big thing. So the layout pretty standard. Usual thing, hardwood can be refinished. The walls are not too bad. Paint, clear. The paneling, what do we do with the paneling?
Paint.
Either paint, or if they're too bad, just to shitrack over or whatever, or removing shitrack. Yeah, the trim is actually not too bad. Can be oil-based. The wallpaper here gotta go. The bathroom is a full remodel. The kitchen is a full remodel. Windows is the next big thing, because this picture window, if it was to be replaced, that's $2,000. So I think we'll do our best, oil-based, clean and safe, this and that. The screen is not broken, the storm door, and then the window itself is fine too, and therefore we just kills it and oil-base it as much as we can. It's not $1 million house, so as long as we restore it, it's gonna be fine, I think. Okay, so we're here, low ceiling. However,
just look great here.
However, from the from our rental experience, we know that all these typical loft finished half stories for the 50s Ramblers are still considered a 3-bedroom, the full-size 3-bedroom, because they get grandfathered and they get the variance. And this gentleman, I remember we had a property on Aldrich Avenue, I think. The city inspector didn't like it. We applied for a variance. We got granted. It was considered a 3-bedroom, the full size, full rent, everything. So it's all done because in different cities, little different codes, but as long as it's majority is more than 5 feet, it's considered to be a finished space, and it's going to qualify for the bedroom because the windows are okay.
And it's not the basement. They're more strict on the basement.
Yeah. So we're going forward. I would say for the cost sake, Jan, we keep the panel, kills them, just make it nice and white, new carpet, make sure the heat works okay, and that's it. Okay, very easy kitchen. There is nothing to think about.
Electrical
it's
panel?
obvious.
I'm not
Everything's
sure.
gonna go, everything's gonna be brand new, not too many cabinets, not too much capital. The windows are old and somewhat dirty, but they're in actually good shape. So that's a plus. Okay guys, so it's actually, so the basement is gonna be kinda obvious what needs to be done. This is a good family room, TV room. I was expecting actually worse because I saw it more before we trashed out. Now it's better. There's no obvious mold or anything, so it's like okay. The flooring has tiles. Some of it may have been, may not, I don't know, asbestos or any of that. So obviously we'll have to have a new flooring and probably paint all those panels. This is a question, what do we do with this? I think because this is a cost-effective remodel that we're gonna do, all we'll need to make sure that we get some new panels. If they need to be painted, they'll be fine, but we're not gonna do the drop ceiling. It is what it is, that's how it was designed by the previous owners. There is one area where the panels in the corner are warped. We'll need to see what is it, a gutter, downspout, extension missing or something. All that affected need to be cut out and maybe taller trim, plastic that doesn't grow mold on it. If it gets a little bit wet, so there's no major challenge. There is a second bath and I was wrong. So I put it on the software that it's a 3.2, so we'll be fine. We'll be a 300,000 after full remodel. However, there are 2 red flags that came up. The first one is not obvious, the Fed Pacific panel. It's not an absolute, we got to do it right now. The furnace needs to be done, normal flooring, paint the steps or even carpet them.
Would you say this is asbestos flooring or no?
I don't know if it's asbestos, I haven't tested it. If we're selling a $300,000 home, people want to have an AC and a furnace, so we can get it a little bit cheaper as a package than one by one. So, I don't know, $7,000 for a combo. Remember, we have siding, garage door, service doors, paint the whole thing. How you calculate paint? $2 a foot roughly. And then if we have to do the trim, that's another $2 a foot. So if it's what, 1,600 square feet home, times 4.
This reminds me of my
64.
Osio house.
Times 4, labor is $7,000 plus a couple grand. So about 10 grand is gonna be all painted and clean, plus other small repairs. 20K siding, 10K paint, labor, and paint. So it's 30. Then we have flooring. Flooring is going to be another $3, so about 5 grand for flooring. So that's 35. Garage door, 36. Actually, it's 2 grand. 37.
2 bathrooms?
37. New kitchen cabinets and appliances and all that. That's 10. That's 47. So it's 47,000 so far. And then we'll still have to correct some windows and so service doors. Need to correct some landscaping, etc. So I'm roughly coming to 60,000. And that's what it usually runs up to be. Sometimes when they open the wall, maybe a little bit more. Some doors may be broken, some windows may be shot. So that's more detailed scope. But so far I'm about 60K, landscaping, cleanup. So 165 plus another 65, that's 230. 10 hold-in, 10 commissions. Where 250 cost will sell for 3, we're gonna have a gross about 50. And that's a rough estimate. Electrician may be a little bit more because we didn't add it. Plumbing may be a little more because we have a kitchen. Maybe a little less depending on what they find. And if they need new line for the furnace or if they need a new line for the microwave that is there, they will find it. So let's say we're gonna be grossly looking at. The one thing here is, I think this basement is drier than the other one. I want you guys to just walk into that one. I'll show you a couple of things why we were abstaining from doing remodel. And I think we missed them at the purchase. We kind of knew about it, but maybe I think we missed it. There's a little more exterior work and interior work. That's, first of all, landscaping, negative. There's a hole in the siding. The whole deck is not proper. And then the basement thing. So we'll look into it. We have an offer right now, but if the offer, because it's the third time we've signed a contract on it. That's why I said we got an offer on it. But if they walk, then there's going to be another remodel for Jan's team to do across the street. So let's go look at that one. So do you understand the logics and numbers that we've been? And if you have any feedback, please feel free. So like Tony, let's discuss. It's not like set in stone. What worked 10 years ago might not work right now. So we just did the training showing people on how we think to maximize the profits on the property. If we can sell it as is, generating proper margin, we don't need to do a remodel. Because the local investor, landlord, people that really want this street can still buy it, even conventional financing. And then we don't need to do a remodel as long as we clear our target profit. However, that's not a reliable exit strategy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We need to always make sure that the end buyers, like owner occupants, are actually able to come in it after our remodel, and we're still clearing the good profits. Therefore, we bought it for 165, listed for 230 to see if there is anybody who is willing to jump on it. It didn't work, we dropped the price. If it doesn't work for another week, we will bring the construction crew, pull permits, and proceed with a remodel. So that's the way we've been doing it, because first, we provide relationship and the product to the wholesalers, investors, and sweat equity homeowners that want to do the job themselves and get the sweat equity. If it works for us without doing the job, great. If we have to do a remodel, that's also great, because for the spring, we're gonna have a little bit higher sale prices, and it's gonna be fully ready and finished. So let's go to the next one across the street. That's gonna be the same. However, that one has a contract right now. If it works out, we'll see. If it doesn't, same story, do the whole full remodel. This is all shot. We have to remove the deck, at least open half of it, and see what it is, because there is entrance to the house. There's just a hole, and that's partially the reason. Well, because I started looking where's the water and how is it going. Because you'll see the patio door on the other side. It's just like, it's not the water's getting through it, but the snow and, eventually. So it's like, this is another big one that we, I think, skipped. The windows in this house are to be all replaced. And that's another reason why we don't want to touch the remodel. 3 weeks special order and all that. All the windows in this house are to be replaced for a flipper, for a remodeler. Tony, are you keeping the windows or? No. But still. So when you see something like this, it's a gunner. It's a gunner, and this is how 3 week special order permit and all that. First, there are no screens or storms. Yes, we can fix them and everything, but that's, I don't know, $100 a piece, right? The next one is, okay, what are you gonna do with all this glazing? New carpet paint and everything. That's the difference between the landlord price that he can pay, owner sweat equity guy who's gonna move in and can get the house cheap, and us. If I'm putting a new kitchen, because you saw the condition of it, banking on 300, I think we bought it for 2, I need to make sure that the windows are good, because right now, if I start fixing them, I'm gonna spend the same amount, $500 a window, and it's gonna be still the same. No screens, well, I'll put them. Are they gonna stay open? I don't know. Glazing, some rot here. I mean, your homeowner, I can just, break it right now. So homeowner coming in, well, Alex, you said you've fixed it, and now I see that you just painted the rotted window. So this is a picture one. We'll split it in half to make sure it's affordable as we can, because this is like a tempered picture window, I don't know, 2000 maybe, something like that. So, but this is why we've been like, no, let's not do the remodel if we can find a buyer. Let's not do the remodel. The winter comes, if we have to, we'll have to. So, told you the kitchen kind of like makes you make a decision. Cabinets, paint or not. Formica is rotten, literally. So if we change that, might as well change cabinets and change appliances and make it all new. This is where we might win by listing as is because we have a owner-occupant probably. It's a conventional? It's a conventional owner-occup, and they will handle this. Some of this may be okay for them as a trade for the lower price. So let's go check the windows, couple more areas. Anyways, same story as the other one, typical 50s.
Oh, it's 7, because I can't touch it.
50s. The window's gonna go and everything. We have a buyer at 231. With seller paid or no?
Nope.
Okay, 231. Would you purchase this for 231 yourself?
No, because I purchased it for 200.
No, what I'm saying is, but right now you can deny them and just proceed with the remodel, or take it the way it is.
Yeah, it's livable.
So
This is more livable.
the
This
main
is like a 20-year-old boy that thinks he knows how to flip and is like, I'll live in it.
the main challenge with this house is the basement. Everything else is doable. Windows are going to be more expensive, but it's a nice one. We wanted to remodel it 2 times, and 2 times we pushed off. So here's the main challenge with this house. There is negative grading. The gutters are not working, but negative grading is the first thing. And the second thing, all the deck that was attached to the house was done improperly. You can see, I'll show you the holes. You can see through the house. And for us to put all this money into it, we need to make sure that we can sell a good product. And winterization of this house can be a little risky because if we do it and it doesn't work when there's a lot of snow, we as a general contractor must be responsible for our product. We'll have to come back and redo it. This is a little bit of a trickier project because the whole basement has now already been affected. There are some discoloration signs. I don't know how serious it is. Therefore, we say, hey, maybe we should just list it for the person who wants to tackle this project. Maybe it's easy, maybe it's not. If they're a landscaper or know how to do landscaping, maybe a little bit of gutter work, they will cut it out and redo it or kills it, treat it. Leave it up to them. If we have a buyer for 230 to perform, that's gonna be it, no questions. Other than that, we'll have to come in and reopen the whole basement and then hope that nothing happens in March. This is why so far we want to stay away from it. It's a risky business and people need to know what they're getting themselves into. Well, non-contingent is not non-existent in conventional world. Appraiser can make a contingency out of whatever he wants. So this is the challenge. If I paint it, they say you're hiding it.
Right.
If I don't paint it, appraisers say, what are you talking about? It's unsafe and there's mold, or maybe he says nothing, because you see, it's a sponge. This is why we never put carpet in the basements. Yeah. But the LVP that they place there is still spongy. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. That's why they took it. Easy fix. Contractor grade. I don't know what to do, whether to paint it or not, because are you hiding it or you're not hiding it?
Oh, yeah. Right.
It's wet. So.
And it's very wet.
So, to be honest with you, like I said, I don't know. So, the synopsis on this property, I think we're gonna have to remodel it. I don't think it's gonna go through with a conventional appraisal. I mean, they have to mark discoloration. When they mark it, we will kill it. However, if we mark it now, I don't know if it's gonna be considered hiding the issue. The buyer saw it. They did their inspection, right? I mean, but if they're buying something like this with no inspection, they have an agent that's on them. So don't call us.
Well, it's probably like an investor type.
Yeah, landlord, whatever. It just, the siding was wrong on this one. You can see through the deck. If you remove insulation in the basement, you can see the outside. So the deck needs to be lifted, siding needs to be finished properly. Whatever's rotten, they replaced. It's gotta be, this one is bigger remodel than that one. Because,
This would be like 80, 90?
maybe not big one, because you don't have to do the whole siding. It's just the grading in the basement refinish. You have to do it properly. That one will just paint, but this one you have to.
I think they're about the same.
Yeah, it's
That one has
but this one will have additional bedroom in the basement if you do it properly. Because is there egress or no?
Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna be we purchased a 4.2. That one is a 3.2. the deck is wrong, the water's coming into the frame, the basement's getting the water too, the downstairs finishes are potentially to be gutted. And if we do it, the first thing that I told John we need to do is to bring 2 dump trucks of soil and raise the grade around the house by like 5, 7, 10 inches, I don't know. So, and then gutters, and then extensions, maybe some pump, I don't know. But I think it's the walls leaking, so the sump is not really gonna work. Unless you do what Dale did in White Bear, and then they're trying how to hide.
Yeah.
So that's a dilemma that you do when you have a little bit of a bad. Otherwise, it's a nice house, move-in ready, painting carpet, but there's something to it. So I think we'll keep these floors if we do that, or should we not? Okay, so that's about it. So we wanted to see it. So both of the projects. So this one, if we bought it for 200 after holding it clear and whatever. So let's say we put 60 into it, 60 here and 60 there. The majority here, is going to be windows and the basement. That one is the siding. Otherwise, similar, comparable scope of work. These ones maybe are the 3 better ones. The rest of the house, plus the patio door shot, the picture shot. So we're replacing the windows to make sure it's beautiful. And then, but I don't know. It's a 4.2. If we do it right, maybe we can get up to the 320 in the spring, similar to that one. I think this one maybe might set a little bit bigger because the kitchen over there is really small. This one is just a little bit bigger. So maybe 320, 320. Maybe we'll make a comp for ourselves and remodel them both. I have a really kind of like strong probability of this not going through because of appraisal. But maybe it will. Who cares?
But if they're okay with it, maybe we'll do some work to get it through if the buyer. It sounded like they're motivated to buy it.
Well, the challenge is with their appraisal says discoloration, so kills it, all right? Or they say water intrusion, engineer's report, grading report, open all the frame, do the trusses, redo this, redo that. Then we're like, well, if we do that, might as well not to do a sale right now and finish the rest. So that's a decision making because it's all about numbers, not about like how you like the house or don't like the house. I think electric power line again is not a bonus, but then you have no neighbor. Okay, one more thing. Same story here. The house looks fine. It looks like a rental. The people just moved out. However, when you start digging deeper, if you start in the interior cosmetics for the beauty, you have to also solve the items that are affecting it negatively in a major way. And the basement gets some water intrusion. So what are we gonna do? Grading, gutters, proper flashing of the siding. Make sure that this front stoop is not sinking any further. Make sure it's graded properly. So once you resolve it, then the rest of the basement needs to be half gutted, maybe not the whole thing, but a lot of removal. Make sure there's no water treated properly. And after that, you can finish it and hope that it's not gonna happen again in spring when we have a lot of snow melting and there's a lot of water at the same time. So other than that, windows, unfortunately, corrections of the siding, deck, all those items, that's a winter project for us. If it doesn't sell for 230, same story. If we can pass the project to somebody with making margin, great. If cannot, we'll have to do it. Don't rely on as is strategy. You have to have a backup. Thank you guys.